well.
Let's see. Let's see how it looks. There we go. There we go. What do you think? Does it look all right?
Beautiful.
Think we're ready to start?
Yep, looks excellent.
All right. Oh, that's me. That's my cue. All right. Kids, welcome. Glad you could come in today. Welcome to the Shelbyville Public Library. Glad you all took the time to be out of your busy schedules, come out learning, getting educated here, with another episode of Cooking with Dr. Gool. Now there's a point in the show. I like to do a little question and answer, man. But I understand that not everybody's seen Cooking with Dr. Gool. Not everybody knows what Cooking with Dr. Gool is about. So you might not know what to ask. So I've saved you a step. You don't have to think of any questions. I've got some questions right here. Who would like to have a question? Anybody, you would like to have a question? There's your question. Now go ahead and ask your question.
Are you a real doctor?
I am so glad you asked that. Funny thing, I was thinking of that earlier. I am actually a real doctor, and my name is Gool, and I am a Gool. You know, so there's that. You know, I got my mad doctorate. I've got two mad doctorates actually. The first one in theoretical metaphysics and applied supernatural forces and paranormal entities, and I've got another degree in camel painting. But the important thing is, yes, I'm a doctor. Yes, I'm a Gool. So, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
You did? Awesome. Okay, awesome. Excellent, excellent. Good. I needed that back then. All right, who else wants to ask a question? You want to ask a question? There's your question.
Goals are on day. How did you meet your end?
You know what? I'm glad you asked. You see, yes, I am a Gool, as I pointed out before. Man listened very well. I was impressed with that. And when I met my original demise, it was at the tail end of the Civil War. It was a terrible time for us as a people, and I was surfing actually off the coast of what's now California. Ate a pufferfish. Yeah, terrible, blinding pain, just terrible, awful pain.
Wait, you ate a puffer?
Yeah, but so good. I mean, what a dish, you know? You know, what a dish.
Right.
Oh, I'd do it again. You know, I'd do it again. It was well worth it. It was worth it. Okay, who else wants to ask a question? Anybody else want to ask a question?
Can I ask a question without your paper?
Yes, you want to who to howdy whatty?
Can I ask a question without your paper?
Here in a minute, you certainly can.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's do it before this. Go right ahead. Fire away. Come on.
How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Let's see. That would be, what's 1865 minus 2019 minus 1865? That comes out to like 40 or something. It's not a math degree, man. It's a science degree. So stop picking on me. You know, to go home and start counting again. You wanted the other question? I've got another question.
What is nature's most perfect food?
I am glad you asked that, because that is the subject of thank you. That is the subject of today's project, nature's most perfect food. And this is as it's found in the wild. I love this part. When you think about nature's perfection, the perfection of food. And let me tell you, the real meaning of mad science is good food, man, because if they think I'm going to take over the world, I'm going to take over the world while you're sitting in the living room, sitting after you're having a really good steak or a really good hamburger or a really good something I can't tell you about yet. And when you're not paying any attention, that's when mad science comes in and takes over the world, man. Now, if you've been to science class, we discussed that you may have already seen this trick, but you're going to see it again. My journey for the world's most perfect food started out in the 70s, man. You've heard about the 70s, right? I doubt very seriously you're old enough. You're not old enough. You're what, 45, 46?
Yep, I'm
46, 80? Okay. Well, you guys show it really well. But the trick for that food, hi guys, how we doing?
Good.
You good? Are you glad to be here? Have you ever seen Dr. Gool before? You're in for a treat. So just kick back. It's a little silly, but you'll sit there. Everybody's going to have a good time. All right. Well, it was the 70s, which some of us read about, some of us remember, some of us were there and don't remember. It was a joke for the old folks. And it occurred to me, life's most perfect food is out there. It's got to exist, man. I've got to be able to find it. But if I was to find it, how would I cook such a brilliant and beautiful thing? And as I listened to Blue Oyster Cult, another one for the old folks, and I stared into a lava lamp, and it occurred to me, the easiest to find, the easiest to use, and most common source of heat in the world would be lava. Why didn't I think of it before, man? Hot lava, man. Am I cooking with hot lava? Am I going to be using hot lava as a seasoning? What am I going to do? So I had to think about that for a while, man. Let that stew in your head. And while I did that, I stared at my little lava lamp for about 10 more minutes and realized that I shouldn't have eaten those tacos and had to go to the restroom because, man, that moves fast. That gets you dizzy. That ain't right at all. But I'm okay with that. You see, everything we're going to do, you can do with stuff in your kitchen, man. I had a little red water. Most kitchens have water. We've got some oil, some cooking oil right here, man. Find it at your Marks or your Rogers right there. Put in a little water. Put in a little oil. Let it sit now. Let it wait. Let it bake a little bit. And once it's nice and separated, you don't see any more bubbles floating around. Then you drop the Alka-Seltzer. Now that's something a lot of us already have in our kitchens for reasons we've discussed. So that is your basic lava lamp. And when it runs out of lamp, or runs out of lava, whichever you think you're actually running out of, they're good for 3 or 4 times. About the 4th time, it basically just goes up and down again and doesn't look very good at all. We got more stuff. Let's see, will that go in there? All right. No, that'll fall. That'll be bad. We don't want to do that. Now, if you've gone to a science fair, you've probably seen where this has come, but you see, this is part of my inspiration. This is where the inspiration to cook came from, man. That quest for the perfect food out there. And I knew it had to be out there. It had to be spicy. It had to have hot lava, man. It had to make that taste. We got baking soda, man. Some people use this to bake with. Some people use this to get the stink out of the bacon drawer. I say bacon drawer because, let's be honest, you open the bacon, you wrap it up one time, it drops into a drawer and it starts to turn green. What I tell you about green bacon, okay? Stay away from green bacon. Stay away from green bread for that matter. But it's funny, it's brown lettuce. Brown bacon's okay, but not brown lettuce. I think that's rude. But I think lots of things. All right. We take a little baking soda. Some of you know where this is going already. And then, we add a little bit. Hopefully the kitchen's also got soap, because if it doesn't have soap, this is really going to make somebody angry, okay? So before you make a disaster of the kitchen, ask Mom and Dad, or Mrs. Gool. We get a little bit of liquid soap in there. Do not drink the soap. And the sad part is I actually had to say that because somebody would have said, that smells fruity. I think I'll try that. You do it one time in Kroger and trust me, they'll ask you to leave. And you get a little green water there, confuse the cup a little bit. And I sat at the house and I thought, lava, where is it? Where can I find lava? There's got to be another way to make lava other than just staring at a glass that I actually can't drink anything out of now. And I, in a fit of ridiculous mistaking, thinking I had some Evian water, I grabbed the vinegar and I poured it into here.
Oh, that's cool.
And we made a mess of things. Yes, you put that in a smaller container. You put it in on top of a mesh frame that's got your plaster of Paris or whatever your kids use today. I can't tell you. I can't keep up the all. Then you've got a volcano, man. But that's it. That's the story. It's lava. We got to think, is it going to be spicy lava, though? Is he cooking with lava? Is he doing both?
Or is he heating it with lava?
Or has he just lost his crackers? I'm perfectly at peace with this. You see, and I gotta tell you guys, always ask Mom and Dad. They will flip. You could be sitting around, not that I know this from experience. I stay behind the state. They've got no sense of humor about this, because when you think to yourself, well, I can do this without making a mess. That's the noise you should be making. That's the noise right there. This will save you pain. It will save you frustration. It will keep your Xbox close by. It will keep your phones in working order, man. Kids use phones. Do they use the cellular telephones? Okay. I remember the cranks, man. You know, had a crank, you had the little hose right there, had to yell, and you weren't sure who you were going to talk to. They have no idea. But that's all right.
Or a phone with a cord, I'm sure that mess them all.
It's oh my God, you could kill people, man. But once you do, and you know, this may be another silly thing to have to tell people, but I'm going to make it, you know, jokes about something killing somebody. Don't go do that, man. Don't do what I do. Because I'm a guy with green hair that likes to cook, man. This is what I do. All the food you're going to see on my show is food you can cook. Mom's in the back. This is the recipe we're using for the seasoning that we're going to be using tonight, okay? I always feel like a teacher at that part, man. All questions for the end. We'll get you into it.
On that list, I don't see Mama.
He said
The front lobe. Cajun Creole seasoning, okay? I call it that because there's a big difference between Cajun and Creole. I don't really know what that is. You know, maybe someone could Google it or something. Because I have absolutely, to my knowledge, it's just okra. I think okra is, to my knowledge, is the difference. But there's a difference, I'll bet. But it would take a scientist to explain it. There we go. Now, Mrs. Gool, could you do me a favor, please? Notice how I did that? I slid that right in. She had no idea I was going to do that. If you could go over there, pour it in the sink and rinse it out real quick, please. Thank you. Secret scientific-y things, man. But that's all right. Now, when you think of nature's perfect food, lava's been the word that comes up, man. Hot lava. You know, what do we do with hot lava? And I went on a spiritual retreat, you know, finding my internal lava, which turned out to be soap, strangely enough. And I thought about it, and I hunted about it. I went through Nepal, and I went through the Carolinas, and I went through Rushville. And I found, in a beam of light, broke through the clouds from heaven itself, growing from Mother Earth herself, I found nature's most perfect food. Turns out it's microwave popcorn. Now, how Mother Nature came up with such a brilliant and perfect device all naturally by itself with no assistance from mankind, I don't understand. It'd take a scientist to explain it. But I thought, hot lava, man. We've got nature's most perfect food, microwave popcorn. It's got to be buttered popcorn, because it's not buttered, then you got to go melt butter, and then you got to put that in the pan. You're going to forget that it's on there. You're going to leave it too long. It's going to get down. It's going to bubble. It's going to melt. It's going to turn brown, and then it's going to be nasty. It's going to smell real bad. You're going to put it on your popcorn. You're going to be real angry because now you've made a mess, and you don't have any popcorn, and the butter's burned. Sorry, I seem to have wandered a bit. But pay no attention to that part. Now we're going to take nature's perfect food, microwave popcorn, buttered microwave popcorn, of course, if I haven't stressed that. We're going to move our chili dye balls and pickled Christmas elf. We're going to sit it right in there. We're going to put it in for 2 minutes. That may be a simple instruction to give to people, but boy, people put these things 8, 10 minutes. You know what a microwave can do in 10 minutes? It can destroy these things. It will look like a lump of charcoal. Then, by the way, that can also almost get you kicked out of your house. It'll certainly get you kicked out of your bedroom. So don't cook your popcorn until it begins to smoke. That's always a bad sign. You give it about 30 or 40 seconds, and you're going to start to hear the little... What's your cue? Come on. Come on. Now there we go. See, I knew it. I knew it was going to wait. I was waiting for it. And you know, when you're waiting for popcorn to pop, it's kind of like waiting for paint to dry. Thank you very much. Actually, let's do this. You let it pop until there's just a few seconds in between each pop, or you're gonna burn your popcorn. I know it seems silly, we're giving a class on popcorn, but it's nature's perfect food, man. If you screw it up, I'll hear about it. Maybe. So we give it a minute. While it's sitting there, doing its thing. Oh, what we got? Where were we? No, we're still thinking about it. And like the instructions say on the side of the box, every microwave is different, times may vary. Offer not good in Illinois. All right. All right. So that was not quite 2 minutes. Microwave at home's 2 minutes, but we got it right about there. Now we've also got nature's perfect assistant, fruity marshmallows, man. There's a method to my madness, I promise, man. I see those noses going up. Don't say, hey, I know. I can hear you. You're saying Gool's nuts. No! Gool is not nuts, man. Gool is mad. Oh, there we go. There's a smell for you. And we get our hot popcorn right in there. Don't ever throw stuff on the floor. Your parents don't like that either. I put it in a small bowl first to get the unpopped kernels down to the bottom, because that's just gross. You don't want to bite into nature's perfect food and break a tooth. That'll screw up your whole afternoon. So we get that there, and we lightly scoop it out to a larger bowl. Who wants to help? You.
Oh, I tried.
You know, put those on, I hope. Because if not, we're going to be here a long time.
Put them on your hands and not your feet.
Yes. I don't know where the instructions are to these, man. We had a book.
I mean,
One
I got
more.
mine right here, so I was like, hey.
Trust me, we're not done with this yet. We got all kinds of stuff going on. All right. Where did we put? Aha! Here's our Creole seasoning, man. You notice I've changed it? It used to be Cajun Creole, now it's just Creole. Can't figure that one out. It's so strange. How spicy do you want this popcorn? Yes, I said spicy and popcorn in the same sentence. That's allowed in most states.
No, it's not allowed in this one.
Shh, don't tell anyone. You don't? You want a little spicy? Medium spicy?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay. All right. Well, why don't you go and let me know how much you think medium is. Oh dear God, that's too much. No, go ahead. Go ahead. That's fine. That's fine. Keep going. A little more, a lot more. Keep going. Go crazy. Go nuts. Go nuts. Do it.
Don't
Do
put all
it.
in there, Olivia. Dump the whole thing.
Ah!
Do this.
Sorry. Whew. There we go. Think that's good? That's good.
More.
I think that's good. Are you ready for this part? Now, I'm a trained professional.
Olivia. Oh, no.
So I will use the bottle that has the picture of the rooster on it, okay? It's got a name, but it's...
Sriracha.
Are you a scientist? Yes?
Yeah.
He's a scientist. Great. Of course he's a scientist. We're going to go... I want you to do this the other way.
Don't mess it up. Mess it up, mess it up. Squeeze it.
There we go.
Do it. No,
There we
pull
go.
the lid off.
Noonan. Another joke for the old folks in the back. Now we're going to mix that up right there. Look at that. See how it is? That's all over everything there, right? Now you ready for the important part? Wipe your hands. No, you haven't done anything. You're fine. You're good. Then we take our happy little marshmallows.
No.
I know I stole that from Bob Ross, but you can't prove that. Probably. There we go. Now we got A bowl full of fruity marshmallows, man. Now keep in mind, if you change the ingredients, you will change the flavor. And you know what? Oh, there's the problem. You gotta be smarter than your microwave. Don't quote me on that. Now this usually takes about 45 seconds. Any marshmallows will do if you want a milder taste. I am aiming for confusing your tongue completely. I want you to bite into this food product we're about to make. I want you to go, oh, that's nice and sweet. Ooh, that's nice and seasoned. Ooh, that's a little hot. That's what I want to happen. That's what you want to happen, man. And it's better than it sounds. How scary is that? And it sounds pretty good. Does it sound good to you? Where you go? Where you going? You running away? All right. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Look at all that.
Whoa.
Oh, dear Lord, it's so hot I can't breathe. That's a lot. All right. Now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my microphone, and I'm going to dip it in there. I'm going to pour that googly mess right in to your wonderfully seasoned popcorn. Now here's where this becomes a little dangerous. Put your hands over the sink there, if you'd be so kind.
Dude.
Now, get them nice and get it all over. Get it all over like that. Get it all over there, man. Ooh, look at that. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. That is just insane. Don't try this at home.
Try it at home.
You see, I like how you think. Now, here's what you're going to do. You go under and then over. And then over. Can you do that? You go right ahead. There you go. You push it down into there. Get it all nice and gooey. You eat all that nasty stuff. Make it think it's like zombie brains, man. You're getting your hands in the zombie brains, man. That helps me. Doesn't that help everybody's zombie brains help?
Yes.
It helps, see? It helps them just not to have... Oh, look at that. Can I see that? Can I see that? Oh, there you go. Oh, you're doing better than me. You're trying to take my job. That's all right. That's all right.
It's like Rice Krispies.
Now, you can take those gloves off. Actually, no, don't do that yet. I lied. Dr. Gool lied. He also forgot to get out the parchment paper. Grab some. How much exactly? Some. And then squeeze it really tight, man, like you're really mad at it and you want to smack it, when you just crush it down. And then go really slow, pull it out of your hand, go real slow, and set it right there. Look at that, you're a professional, man. You didn't tell me where you should. Was this one a chef? Cook, chef? No?
Oh, heck no.
You are a mutant, man, in a good way, you know. All right, and there's something you'll notice is going to happen around the third popcorn ball, which means the oil that's on your gloves will have been absorbed by the popcorn in your hand, and you'll no longer be able to remove your hand from the popcorn. Kind of like that. And look at you. Look at you. There we are. One more. Come on. You got it. You got one more in you. We're not on the clock here. There you go. Just crunch it in. Just kick its hind end, man. You're mad at it. You want to crush its head. You want to take it down, man. There you go. All right, perfect. Oh, man, you're not wasting anything, and you're serious about your popcorn. I ain't mad at you. And it is as easy as that, guys. We got a beautiful snack for the rest of the evening. If you make a bunch of them, you can bring them up to mom, dad, sister, brother, grandma, grandpa, or anybody else you want to go to. So how'd you think? Did you like that? You can kill your gloves now. You're going to see something. Wait, let me see which hand I have over here. We have that hand. You're going to see me take a glove off. Go ahead and throw them in the sink. Right there. That's it. There you go. I appreciate your help. You know what? I'm going to take both of them off because that's just disgusting. I appreciate your help. Help yourself to a Cooking with Dr. Gool t-shirt. You are very welcome. Give me a handshake. Give me right there. Thank you again. Round of applause, guys. Chef in training, man. Chef in training. Pardon the naked hand. I am very sorry. It is completely my fault. Now, who's brave?
Me.
You're brave? Woo! Look at that. What? There we go. Whoa! Hand down. Hand back. Woo! Oh, wow.
snatched that one, didn't you?
I'm really bad at this. Down front row, I'd hate to have to take you out, because I will.
Bad throws and bad catching.
I stink at this, man. Here we go. There we go.
Thanks, Daddy.
Way back, there we go. Take some of that. I can't. This is the greatest day of my life. To those that are watching at home, or from your neighbor's house or your friend's house, or your gaming party, possibly Applebee's. We just threw a popcorn ball out there, torqued a little buddy of mine straight in the head, made me feel like a bigger man for it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mrs. Gool. Oh, there we go. Guys, this was a simple dish. It was easy done. We got seasonings that are probably already in the cabinet. Go out, buy the sriracha. It's worth the trip, I promise. If you're a little more Texan than Indiana, you can go with any number of hot sauces. If you're further into Louisiana, then you can go into the green stuff. But by myself, I'd stay away from it. And if it says habanero on the side, go, oh dear God! And stay away from it. Thank you for coming out, guys. This has been Cooking with Dr. Gool. Check me out on YouTube. I've got free DVDs back there you can take home with you. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Did you have a good time? Did we have a good time at it? Good.
Yeah.
We did, we had excellent time.
Good.
I had a great time.
Go.
You had a lot of energy.
I have energy to spare, man. What do you think is in this coat?
This way.
Yeah, if anybody, though, in all seriousness, if anybody has any questions about the show, about the doctor, about popcorn, feel free to ask.
Oh, yeah, you have
This-
a
What
big
do these
question.
taste like?
Those are good. Try one. Okay, the review.
The only one.
By all means, let's see the review. Let's see what we got. Nobody's staring at you. Go ahead.
I am.
You're gonna taste it.
it. Oh.
Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes.
Spicy-ish.
What do we think? What do we think here? We like it? Is it too spicy? Is it spicy enough? Do we call it confusingly spicy? That's how we're going to call that. What do you think? Is it out to lunch yet? You don't know about it?
Oh.
You're going to love it.
Different.
Ah, you see, that's the sound I like.
Yeah, we always like to have.
Sometimes you can also hear somebody's sinuses drain. That's also another thing.
It's confusing, like you said.
You start off. That's right. Woo.
You hit the mark with confusing.
You get that.
Spicy, sweet. You
Yep.
still taste the popcorn.
Absolutely.
Confusing.
Yeah, you get all of those things, man, because your tongue goes, it's a sweet snack. Then it goes, ooh, it's kind of a steaky snack. It's kind of a, oh, it's a little
My
spicy.
tongue doesn't know what to think.
It doesn't know what to think. And you see, that's the beauty of what
Your
mad
tongue
science
doesn't know
is.
what to think.
Ooh, they saw my naked hand. Guys, thank you to the TV audience. You've been wonderful. Thank you a lot, guys. Anybody needs anything from Cooking with Dr. Gool, you'll let me know. We've got t-shirts in the back, moms, if we need anything.
Want to try it?
It was a movie reference. Yeah, it was a movie from the movie Airplane. That's why one of those, every now and then I'll throw those to the folks in the back to see if they get it or not. Sometimes it bounces back to me, sometimes it, we have no idea what the guy in the green is talking about. I want you to do this the other way.
Don't mess it up. Mess it up, mess it up.
There we go. There we go. Noonan. Another jug for the old folks in the back. Now we're going to mix that up right there. Look at that. See how that's all over everything here, right? Now you ready for the important part. No, you're fine. Then we take our happy little marshmallows. I know, I stole that from Bob Ross, but you can't prove that. Probably. There we